Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to an extra video this week because we are going to be making a paper pumpkin video here with 3 alternative cards. And so if you're like me, you've been waiting impatiently for your January box to arrive, and it is called Key to My Heart, and it has arrived as of yesterday. And I am excited that it's 9 cards. It has a darling stamp set and, of course, all kinds of goodies with it. So we're going to make 3 cards today, and it might take a little longer because 3 cards. So let's get started. So let me put the camera down. That looks about right. We're doing landscape to see how this works out. Okay, so in your kit, you get your photopolymer stamp set. And this one is kind of Valentine themed, although some of the things, you know, you wouldn't have to use as Valentine. In fact, I'm going to use a couple of these in different type of cards. So looks like we have 9 stamps here. And then we have everything to make 9 cards. I usually make a few of the ones that are designed the way that Stampin' Up! Designs them, which is great. Okay, but then I like, and this is the full color instruction sheet, which is awesome. Tells you the colors, alternative colors here. So that is the 4 colors I have pulled out. I've pulled out Mango Melody, Fresh Freesia, Calypso Coral, and Petal Pink. The Stampin' Spot that came in the kit, I believe, is Fresh Freesia. So I'm just going to use my stamp pad instead of the little Stampin' Spot. Okay, so I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see better. Yeah, that's about right, I think. Okay, so let's look at the kit real quick. So the 9 card bases, you get this one is actually a keyhole. Okay, so we've got 3 of these. Of course, we have our dimensionals. We have these punch outs, which we're going to use today. You get 3 sheets of those with the locks and the keys. And then you get your glue dots. Get a full sheet of the labels. This is the other card base, so you get 3 of these. 9 envelopes. Okay, which we will be cutting one of those up today to make my alternative idea. You will get 3 of these, which I'm going to be cutting these up also, I think, from some vellum. So you get the big circle, and if you can see, there's a big circle, and there's 2 labels. So you get 3 sheets of those. And then the other card base is, which one did I show you? There's this card base also. So this one's Fresh Freesia. It has kind of a watercolor white background on it, and they're all gold embossed, which is awesome. And then the 9 envelopes, and then the Stampin' Spot Fresh Freesia. Now there was a add-on kit that this you could get the boxes. I did not get the boxes this time. Didn't feel the need to get the boxes. We also had the twine. So there's the coral rain cramp, Calypso Coral twine, which I will be using today also. Okay, so let's get started making some cards. And what I usually do when I want to make alternatives, I'll think about things and I'll kind of sketch them out, which is what I did here. Made a sketch of the 3 cards, so we'll see how much I follow that. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to pull this off, and I am going to use, instead of using this as a keyhole, I'm going to turn it this way and use it as a vase. This side is white, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and use the petal pink side. Okay, I am going to cut this off. So I'm going to use this side of the card base. And I want it a little bit smaller, so I'm going to cut this 4 inches by 5 1/4. So this will be the top of the front of my card, and I did cut a piece of Calypso Coral 5.5 by 8.5 for my regular card base. So everything will be glued to this later. Okay, so we have that as our card base. I think these look really cute together, so we'll use that. Okay, so we have our vase. We also don't have any flowers to go in our vase. So I'm looking at this circle thinking that might make something cute. So what I'm going to do is on a piece of white cardstock, I'm going to stamp a bunch of these in different colors. I'm going to start with petal pink. Do a few petal pink. Stamp 2 of those. And then I'm going to stamp 2 Calypso Coral. Okay, looking good. And where's my chamois? Oh, there it is. Good. So I went light to dark, so I didn't have to clean my stamp. I went from petal pink to Calypso Coral. So I didn't need to clean my stamp in between. If I had gone the opposite way, I would have cleaned my stamp, right? You don't want to go dark to light on your stamp pads. Okay, so I think that looks good. Put this back. Okay, now I am going to use a punch that is current. This is called the Flowers and Leaves punch. And I am going to punch, let's see, give myself enough paper to stick it in the punch. That's why I kind of spread those apart. So I am going to punch these out, and let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think that might look cute. Okay, we're going to punch one of them. Big. So it just gives a design on there. And then I'm going to punch one of these small. Yeah, do that. So this kit doesn't come with any other embellishments other than the twine. So I did pull out some sequins from an older kit from last January, actually. It was the Kisses and Hugs kit from last year. And punch another big one now of that. And another small one. So that I would have a little embellishments. Okay, get rid of my trash. Okay, we have our flowers now. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take my vase, and I do want to stamp a little something on here, and there's a really cute stamp in here, and it's these little hearts. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to stamp these in Calypso Coral onto my vase. And I don't want to stamp on my flowers, so I'm going to move those out of the way. Stamp some hearts on here. Just to decorate the vase a little bit. Okay. Done with that stamp. Clean that, my chamois. So what kind of cleaning method do you use? We still have the scrub. I love my chamois, but the chamois doesn't work that good on Versamark. So I do use my scrub for Versamark because Versamark is so sticky. Okay, so do I need to stamp something else on here? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to use these as is. So now I need to sponge a little something on here, and I think I'm going to sponge, you know what? I think I might use a Calypso Coral blend. So I'm going to put my base on here, and then I'm going to try to see how my flowers are going to lay. I can have them stick over a little bit, right? Because it's going to be on my base, but I don't want them to lay too much over. Put that down a little bit. Okay, got it. I think I'm going to pop my vase up with some dimensionals, and so we got dimensionals in our kit. I have some old dimensionals here. I'm just going to use these. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. Make a little bouquet of flowers after I pop this up. I'm going to put it a little bit lower. And then I'm going to actually glue some of these straight down. So I have a couple different sizes of flowers here, right? So I kind of wanted to pop that up, but it's too late now. Got glue on it. So I'll just pop these up instead. The bigger ones, which is fine. I'll put a couple dimensionals on there since they're so small. And okay, looking good. Now I'm going to use my blend marker. I'm going to use the brush tip of this blend marker. Ooh, it's a little frayed looking, but I think it'll work out okay. I'm actually going to make some lines here to kind of give it a little something to sit on. Looks so floaty. I don't like it floaty. And then I need to make some stems for my flowers because they're floaty. So I think I'm going to use my dark Granny Apple Green blend. And now I'm just going to make some stems. That's cute. Good enough. Okay. Then I need a saying for this card, and I love this little I love you in here. I'm going to stamp that. And all the stamps fit on one block. So your first kit comes with a D block. It won't be a regular thick block. It'll be a little thinner block, but comes in your first paper pumpkin kit. And then you can use it for every stamp that is, every stamp that comes in the kits. All the kits, not just this kit, but all of the kits. Okay, I'm looking for those labels. Where are you, labels? I know you're in here somewhere. Somewhere. I'm going to cut an envelope up. There they are. Okay. So I'm going to stamp I love you, and I'm thinking it needs a black. I'm going to use Memento Black for I love you. Those are kind of big. I may have to cut one of these down, but let's just go with it for now. Okay. It might work. I don't want to cover up my whole vase. So let's see. Oh, looks pretty cute. Maybe I'll just go with it. Okay, so I don't want dimensionals on this side, just this side, because it's going to lay against the base, and I don't need it popped up twice, so I'm just going to put dimensionals on this side. And then I'm going to put a little glue right here. And I can't let it hang over too far, right? Because that's about perfect. Looking cute. It's a little bit crooked, but I think it's okay. Now, if you lay it on here, that's where it starts looking better. Okay, so attach this. I hate to cover that up. It's so cute, but okay. That's what happens when you make alternatives. Some things get covered up. Okay, and then, like I said, I have some, these are sequins, self-adhesive sequins from the last year's January kit that I never used. Now I get to use them. So I'm going to use these in the centers of my flowers. Don't throw those pieces away that, well, you wouldn't throw these away. They're brand new. Never used. Centers of our flowers. So there's alternative number 1. Okay. Now the second alternative idea is I'm going to use one of the card bases as is. I think I'm going to use this one. All right. But instead of turning it this way, I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to use some of these punch outs. This is going to be an easy card. So cute. All right. I'm going to use some of these punch outs. I'm going to use 3 of the punch outs. 3 different ones. And a, don't think I'm going to use the key on this card. I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to use some twine. This is how I roll. I get so much stuff going on around me. I get like, overwhelmed. So I'm going to clean up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use some twine, and I'm going to try to be very careful with some liquid glue. Yikes. Okay, so punch these out. Okay, so I have those ready to go. And I have my twine. And what I kind of want to do is make a clothesline, a little clothesline for them to hang on. Here we go. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to make a little glue, and we pray that this doesn't stick to my fingers too much while I'm trying to glue it down. So far, so good. It's going to have to dry for a minute. Cute. Okay. So I'm making a little clothesline to hang some hearts on. You see that? A little twine clothesline. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to pop these up. So I'm going to put dimensionals on all 3 of these. So after you get your paper pumpkin in the mail and you start looking on Pinterest, you're going to see like tons of ideas. Once you see the ideas that people come up with, it can do 2 things. It can encourage you to make some alternatives, or it can like almost stymie you into thinking. So I'm going to run this. Now this is the interesting part. I probably shouldn't have done this way. Hang on a second. Raise this up for a second. There we go. Just like that. As I was trying to say, it can either make you feel encouraged to try some alternatives, or it can put ideas into your head, and then you can never make your own alternative. That has happened to me. Because adhesive on here. All you can think of is all the alternatives that you've already seen. Yeah. So I try to do this a little early before I am totally brain dead with other people's ideas. Does that make sense? But we do have Paper Pumpkin Day, and when we do Paper Pumpkin Day, you bring your kit, and you can either just make your kit the way it's designed, or you can make alternatives. And that's where we kind of get really some great, great ideas. Okay, so now I have them kind of hanging on the clothesline. Oh, I think it's cute. Now, I'm going to glue this down a little bit because I don't want that flopping around. This one, I think I put glue on these, but this is the one I didn't put any glue on. Okay, so there's so. Now I need some sentiments on there. And I'm going to use a stamp from the set. And I'm going to use, I already used I Love You. I'm going to use the one that says, Love is the Key. Okay. Love is the Key. And I'm going to stamp this in Calypso Coral. And I'm going to have it go all the way across the bottom. So I'm going to kind of hold this here and see, oops. Glue on my fingers. I'm going to have this centered in the center. Love is the Key. And then I'm going to do Love is the Key. See? Okay. Now, feeling pretty good about that, how it came out. So I'll put a little adhesive on the back. I'm not going to do it all the way to the bottom. Just going to do it like right there. But are you thinking what I'm thinking? It needs a key, because love is the key. This just looks like a bunch of unopened locks. So let's stamp a key. There's a cute little key in the stamp set. We also have a key that's a punch out, but it's so big, I think it might be overwhelming. So I'm going to stamp this on, what color should I make it? Should I make it mango? Let's try mango. I could pick any color because they're all here. It's going to be a little fussy cutting involved. That's okay. I had club on Monday, and we had a lot of fussy cutting. Some people love it, and some people hate it. We are spoiled because we have so many cute dies and punches, but I like to fussy cut. This is really tiny, but I actually like to fussy cut. How cute. Okay, now I'm going to pop that up. It's going to be interesting because it's so tiny. I think it's going to work. That's what's good about these little dimensionals. I think I can make it work. Yes, I can. Little tiny fingers help. Okay, there's my key. Oh, how cute is that? There we go. Love is the Key. And do I need a little embellishment on here? Perhaps. Bring in those embellishments again. Heck yeah. Let's go for it. Gonna do some of these. There's 1, 2, and 3. Let's see, that one's there. I'll put this one down here. Okay. So there is alternative number 2. Okay, and then I need to close this. Now, card number 3. All right. For card number 3, I am going to get the other card base, and I love this one. Look at this. This is fresh freesia. It's got like a wash over it with some gold. And I'm going to use that one this way. So I made this other one landscape. This one I'm going to do portrait. What I want to do here is, I think I want to, ooh, I don't need to cover that up. I was going to cut this up, but I don't think I need to actually. I think what I'm going to cut up instead is these. Yep, I'm going to cut up 2 of these. I'm going to show you why. Okay, so I'm going to cut these. Let's see how wide these are. I'm going to cut these in half. So these are actually, ooh, strange size. So they're almost 2 1/4. So I need to do like 1, yeah, I guess I'll do like 1 and, between 1 1/4 and 1 and, just less than a little 1 1/4. How's that sound? Try to do them as accurate as I can. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I have 2 of these. I'll do 1 more, because I need a 3rd one. I love this paper trimmer. Love, love, love it. It's, the blade is so, ooh, that looks wrong. Here, I almost cut wrong. The blade is so long that you can cut 2 pieces at once. And I swear, the blade lasts forever, which was never the case when we had the other trimmer. Okay, not much of it's going to show through. I think I'm going to cut them down a little bit because I want a little more of it to show through. I'm just going to cut these down about that much. Yep, I like it. Okay, I'm going to do a little stamping on there. And remember that circle I got from the stamp set? I am going to stamp that again. And I'm just going to do tone on tone. It's going to be a lot of fresh freesia on this card. So I'm going to line these up. And I'm going to stamp them. Can you see that? I think I'm in screen. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp these with the circles. Ah! Moved on me. Oh, I think that scared me more than anything. Okay. Why do I care if they are lined up? It doesn't matter. Okay, good enough. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue these down. Put this this one in the center, so I kind of get this one centered first, and then I'll know where to put the other two. Oh, look at my finger. Dimensional on my finger. I don't know if I was so precise with that. Now I'm like, eh. Okay. All right. Now I am going to use another one of those key hearts. I know there's another one in here. Yes, there is. There's this one. And a key. And a tag to stamp my sentiment on it. Okay. And then I'm going to tie a bow. Don't laugh. You know I'm not a good bow tire, right? Okay, so I'm going to pop that up. Yeah, that's too big. Just gonna pull this off the edge. This little tiny piece, I think that'll work there. Yes, it will. Okay. Those things just want to stick to my fingers. I think my fingers are dry. My hands are dry. So, what's your weather like where you are? We haven't had like no snow. Should I turn it sideways or straight? Let's do it straight. We had like hardly any snow. Oh, look, it punches out. And this winter. And it's been like, I don't know if I like it or not. I kind of like snow. Now that I'm retired and I don't have to drive in it, I kind of like snow. I love just having a fire and making some hot chocolate, sitting by the fire. Oh, we haven't had any snow. Let's see, where's that gonna look best? Put that right there. Now we're gonna do a little sentiment. And I don't know if I'm gonna really be liking that color. Well, you know what? I am going to stamp it, and I'm going to say to my Valentine, you hold the key to my heart. Oh, that's so cute. Because we got that key involved. I need to clean this. So how do you store your paper pumpkin sets? I actually use the plastic cases that dies come in because I put my dies in plastic cases that I purchase out of the catalog, and since I do that, it frees up all those plastic cases. Here, I'll show you. Hang on a second. These. So these are perfect for your stamp sets. So you just throw your stamp sets in here. I label them, I put the month, and then I keep them. Now, I can tell you what, I go back and use these, not for cards for my stampers, because people can't get them and they freak out, they want that set. But I use them for like family cards and like that. Don't know if that's gonna work. It's not very wide. Let's try this one. Might be a little bit wider. Kind of what I wanted to do was cut that off. So I need to customize this a little bit. I don't like that petal pink edge, so I'm just going to cut that off. Anyway, and then I don't know how many I have. Oh man, a lot of paper pumpkin sets, and I don't get rid of them. How cute that is. See, didn't need that on there. But it almost doesn't need a border. Maybe a little bit of gold. I've got some specialty paper here. Like a little piece of gold, I think. A little piece of gold behind it. Look at that. It's perfect. And like at Christmas time, when I'm looking for the perfect sentiment, I go to those paper pumpkin sets, and you'd be surprised how many times. Glue. Not happy about that. There's a little bit of glue there. Ugh. Aw. Smeared. Oh well. I think it'll be okay. So I'm just going to give this a little edge to kind of match the other part of the card. This was definitely not in my sketch, but I think it's going to look cute. And yeah, those stamp sets come in handy because we don't have a stamp set that, you know, has a key in it, I don't think, that you can buy in the catalog. And yeah, it needs a little bling. Bring in some more bling. Okay. Okay. So there you go. There's my, oh, I was going to do a bow. Hang on a second. Ooh, but that doesn't go. Never mind. I kind of want to do a bow on a card, but oh, this card needs a bow. That's what it needs. Actually, I wonder if I could run it behind there. Nope, there's dimensionals there. So let's cut some of this. Make a double bow. You're laughing because I'm not a good bow maker on screen. But look at that. I'm getting better apparently. If you want to make it smaller, you got to pinch it real tight. Look how cute that is. That turned out rather well, if I do say so myself. Okay, pull it. Use a dimensional. And take that off of there. Kind of roll it up in a little ball. Stick it on there. Look at that. That kind of made that card, I think. The little bow. Oh, yes, it did. Okay, card 1. Card 2. And card 3. I hope I was in screen for most of this. I feel like it. I feel like the way this camera's tilted. Hopefully you got to see me making the cards. So thanks for watching today, and I will post these cards for you. So you can probably find them on Pinterest. Thanks again, and happy stamping. Bye.